keep me humble. I'm his favorite mayor, because I'm his former student. Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be back here at the Central Valley Venture Forum and just reflecting on the incredible place that we find ourselves in now here in Fresno and in the Valley. And a lot of things come to mind. First of all, let me say thank you to Fresno State. Thank you, President Castro and Dean Harper and Tim Stearns, the Lyle Center team, Provost Zalesny, for continually pushing the agenda of creating and supporting an entrepreneurial ecosystem that can support and lift not just Fresno, not just the central San Joaquin Valley, but the entire San Joaquin Valley. If it wasn't for Fresno State's commitment to this space, I can assure you we would not be here today. Tim commented to me as I was coming up, tell him about the toolkit. And President Castro said, I bet you were at the first Venture Forum, and I think I probably was. That was about, 50 or 60 hairstyles ago. So, it's kind of hard to keep things straight these days, but I go by, oh yeah, that was that hairstyle, oh yeah. Anyway, before there was a Central Valley Venture Forum, the forerunner was something called the Entrepreneur's Toolkit. Now raise your hand if you were at the first ever Entrepreneur's Toolkit in 1999. Claude Laval. Thank you, raised his hand. He was the one, and Riley was there, and Tim was there. So this was in the earliest days of our attempt as a community to really put in place the things that were necessary to support an entrepreneurial ecosystem, the first being the Central Valley Business Incubator, which was a community-university partnership that launched CVBI. In those early days, we're like, hey, we need to rally the troops. We need to provide resources to all of our budding entrepreneurs, so let's put on a big conference. The problem is we didn't really have a great space to put it on in. So we took the old Grundfos Pumps warehouse that had not been torn down yet, and the new CART school had not been built yet. We had this old warehouse, and we turned it into a conference venue for the day. But it was Fresno, and it was like, June or something, and so it was very hot. So we had to turn on all these fans. We had, but literally probably 500-600 people were there, going to about 40 or 50 different workshops, all around this idea that we can actually grow enough businesses to create enough jobs to provide for the families and the people of the San Joaquin Valley. So those were, I won't even say those were the good old days. Those were the early, hot, hard-working days, and now we find ourselves in this beautiful auditorium with so many additional things in place to support our entrepreneurs. I really appreciated President Castro's comments about the new hope that seems to be rising in even greater and greater quantities in our city and in our region. And what I love about entrepreneurs is that they are the very essence and the very embodiment of hope, right? You would not do what you are doing. You would not venture out. You would not risk what you're risking if you didn't have hope for the success of your venture. So when I think about how do we raise hope levels for an entire city and region, the answer is pretty clear. Get the entrepreneurs together, support them, help make sure they're successful, because they are every day living out that message of hope for their city, their region, their business, their family. So we are incredibly supportive at the City of Fresno of what you all are trying to do. I think the last 10 years has really been all about everybody knowing their role and performing it well. The university knowing how to engage with business and community to support these types of programs. The private sector knowing their part. The fact that our Central Valley Angels Network is now together, thanks to Emory and the cohort there. I mean, that's an incredible additional piece of the overall platform for the entrepreneurial ecosystem. And that's the private sector knowing its role and performing it well. At the City of Fresno, we have very much had the same sort of focus. What do we need to do to support the type of activities that we see here today? In California, cities are responsible for the physical environment, right? As well as cops and firefighters, we are the people who are responsible for creating the container, the quality spaces that support and nurture the type of investment and reinvestment that we want to see. So that means we have to have our act together on all of our land use policies and infrastructure and zoning and all those sort of crazy technical things. But if we're not doing that piece, it makes it incredibly difficult to recruit, retain the type of talent and the type of entrepreneurs that we know are driving this economy forward. So that's why There's been so much focus on our downtown. That's why there's been so much focus on the revitalization of older neighborhoods and older spaces, because we know that's precisely the type of environment that the millennials, that all of you want to be in, to create that creative energy and buzz to really support your venture. So we know it's not the most interesting part, making sure that there's good water and sewer infrastructure. I know it's not the thing that gets the headlines every day, but if we don't do it, then we aren't doing our part to support the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So that's what we've been walking out over the last 8 years, and as I wind down my time as mayor of the city of Fresno, I am extremely optimistic about what's next for Fresno, what's next for the Valley, and at the centerpiece of all of that, it's your businesses being successful here in this city and this region. So with that, let me step aside and congratulate you on your efforts and wish you all the best for a successful Central Valley Venture Forum. Thank you.